Hello and welcome to this video on your choice of wire for bonsai. Wire is effectively the biggest consumable in bonsai. It can be used once reliably, and thereafter you can only reuse the wire if it is annealed. This is because both copper and aluminium wire become work hardened. As a result of this, stocking up on certain gauges of wire is a good option if you can buy them for cheap. Bulk spools of wire are often cheaper than the short lengths or weights that are sold in nurseries. There are two choices of wire as mentioned, copper and aluminium. For most purposes, there is no significant difference between the two, unless you are a staunch traditionalist. For those people, copper is the go-to option. The downside to copper wire is that it costs far more than aluminium, but aluminium is also increasing in cost. For now, copper is a less available and more expensive option, so buying aluminium is the best option if you don't have any reason not to buy it. Now that you've chosen your metal of choice, the next matter is wire gauge. There are many gauges of wire with 1mm to 6mm readily available. Thicker wire is available but less frequently and often costs considerably more. These thicknesses of wire come in increments of 0.5mm up to 4mm thicknesses, and thereafter 1mm increments. The smallest of wire sizes is used for styling leaf pads. This is commonly used for more established bonsai, where you're trying to maintain the shape and style. This wire is wound around the branches and branchioles give rise to leaves. This is why you need such thin, small wire. You can see here how it's spread all over the entire leaf pad. This is how you get a flat leaf pad. The next general grouping of thicker gauges are used for more substantial parts of the bonsai. This starts with the branches and in the cases of very small bonsai, works its way back to the trunk. This is your intermediate sizes. 1 to 3mm is predominantly used for the branches, and 4mm and up are used for branches and the trunk. The largest gauges are used just for the trunk. You generally want to try and use a single length of wire, rather than doubling or tripling up wire in order to be able to bend and hold a particular shape in your bonsai. For this reason, you use larger gauges as you can get away with a single wire. The intermediate sizes are useful as, especially for small bonsai, you're able to bend both trunk and a big branch at the same time. Based on this, you can begin to get an idea about what you might need, as it will depend on what type of bonsai you have. If it is maintenance of an established bonsai, you'll need far less of the thickest gauges of wire, while new bonsai in training will need much more of the thickest gauges of wire. On this basis, an established bonsai will need a lot of the 1 to 3mm wire, with more of the thinnest wire. This is the best wire to buy in bulk, such as 500g rolls. These are about a pound in weight for America. New bonsai need much thicker wire, with more of the 3 to 5 or even thicker gauges used. That is because you need to focus on the branch and trunk styling. The new bonsai will need wire to bend or straighten it, and most 3 to 5mm wire is good enough for this purpose. There are some cases where thicker wire will be needed for substantial trunks, such as those found in Yamadori and established stock that was either meant to be for a nursery or could possibly be a beginner bonsai. In either case, you need that thicker wire to be able to get the styling and shape correct before you start focusing on the foliage and leaf pads. In summary, you want a lot of small wire for established trees, and a lot more thicker wire for new bonsai. Thank you for watching this video. If you have found it interesting, consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. Please put any comments, questions, or suggestions that you have below.